Hey guys, Daily Kamell here, back on the Duel Links Entertainment YouTube channel, and I'm here to talk about Photons. Now, I wasn't here on Sunday when Ryan PDS went over the new box, and when links came out for Photon of Galaxy. I was away on vacation, but now I'm back, and I'd like to give my point of view on Photons. They're a deck that I played in the TCG for many years, and they're a deck that I'm very excited for in Duel Links, but I want to give people who are also excited about it my insight towards the deck, and maybe compare what we have to what I believe the deck will need to really be successful in the game, and how I think that they're going to do that eventually. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting, so sit with me. We're going to go over the current card pool that we know we have access to, and for clarity's sake, I'm going to make this like a two-part video. So this is going to be part one, and then when Photons are released and we have them in the game for a little bit, maybe a couple weeks in tournaments, we'll do an update video and see how the cards have fared. So the main cards, the main standout cards in Photons, right, are the cards that allow you to summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. So which cards make it very easy to summon him? Well, there's a few that we have here. The main three are Photon Thrasher, Photon Vanisher, and Photon Advancer. Photon Thrasher will be a UR from Photons of Galaxy. Photon Vanisher is a SR from Photons of Galaxy. And Photon Advancer is a UR from the current Kite Tendril Unlock event, which you should be farming to completion. You're going to need these three monsters in probably some combination of 2 to 3 of each of them in your deck. These are your main summoning engines for a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Photon Vanisher lets you search it when you have one of these other Photon level 4 monsters on the field that lets you instantly summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. You'll have 3 2000 attack point monsters. All three of these become 2000 attack point monsters while on the field with another Photon. So you will instantly have your summon clause. Now, something to note right away, saying that from TCG, there's a lot of these other cards, man. Like, so a lot of these Photon cards, why are we not playing the majority of them? I'll tell you right now. Rituals take too long to set up, and it's kind of a waste of a slot in 40 and 20 card decks. Photon Cerberus doesn't do enough. Caesar is a level 8. You don't really want to tribute summon any Photon monster that is above level 4. You don't really have room for in Duel Links. These were played as one-ofs in the TCG because you can afford to in a 40 card deck. That goes for Photon Leo and Photon Wyvern as well. And a lot of these other Photon monsters that don't have special summon effects or effects that let you get them out on the field, these are not very good either. Photon Circle, Photon Chargeman, and Photon Saber Tiger as well. It is just too slow. It takes 2 turns. That's not good enough. Photon Slash also falls under the clause of being a above level 4. Rank 5s, again, just not really something you're going to be going into. Photon Pirate, level 3, not great. You're not going to be able to make your Exeus monsters, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. Okay, so the 3 core monsters, we went over those. And I would also say Photon Lizard, you know, we may play him. We have access to him. He's probably pretty good. So, out of those, we also have some other cards that we have access to that are pretty good, and we should talk about them. And they are Photon Stream of Destruction. This is a quick play spell. If you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, target 1 card on the field, banish that target. You can only activate this card during your turn unless you control Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Okay, so basically, what I am seeing from Kaito's skills, level ups, and cards is that down the line, we may be seeing more Galaxy Eyes support. But for now, all we have is Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and you will be able to use this card to its full effect because you will only ever be controlling Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as the only Galaxy Eyes card that you have on the field. So this is a very good card, and I did not think that we would be getting 3 of it, but we do. And it is kind of specific. I'm not going to lie. Playing this card is going to mean that you are committing to always trying to have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and by the looks of it, that is going to be kind of hard to do. It's rough to search Galaxy Eyes, except if you have Photon Vanisher. Of course, we're going to have to see when it comes into fruition in the game, but I do like this card. It's a powerful effect, a banish. Photons usually do not have removal. You see in their entire deck, they don't have any removal, and we don't have any of their Xyz monsters that have that. So this is pretty nice to have, not gonna lie. So that's very good. Also, in the Kite level up rewards is Starliege Lord Galaxian. This guy has a good effect. This requires 2 level 4 Photon Monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 or 2 materials from this card. If you detach 1, you can special summon a Galaxy Eyes from their hand. And if you detach 2, you can special summon 1 from the deck. This card is nuts, and I am so glad that we have it in the game. This makes getting Galaxy Eyes out on the field so very easy. You don't even need your level 4s to have 2,000 attack points. You can just have 2 level 4 Photons, get rid of them, summon a Galaxy Eyes, and you set you up right away to use your Photon Stream of Destruction. This card is very good, and it is probably one of your main enablers and main kind of like power combos, I should say. You can still go in for damage after you get rid of your opponent's boss monster with Galaxy Eyes for direct attacks. You can kind of do that. It kind of just makes the deck work more. I'm not saying that this makes it, super powerful, but it does. Getting Galaxy Eyes out on the field, since we know that it is our main form of removal and our main form of disrupting our opponents via monster effects, this is a very good card. And you're going to play this in combination with the card from the selection box, Starliege Paladinamo, which requires 2 level 4 light monsters, and it just makes the monster's attack point 0. So yeah, those are the main very good cards that I think we have in Photons right now. So to recap, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Photon Vanisher, Photon Thrasher, Photon Advancer, Photon Stream of Destruction, and Starliege Lord Galaxian. Those are going to be the core Photon cards as of right now, as well as Photon Lizard. Photon Lizard, I'm seeing it right now as a flex. It may get pushed out depending on how people decide to play the deck. We'll have to see. But yeah, Photon Lizard, you can throw that in there as well. Because we got some strong normal monsters, I don't think we'll need Photon Crusher or Photon Chargeman to be played in the main deck. So, now that I've kind of gone over what we have in the game, how do I think it will stack up to the rest of the meta, right? Photons are an anti-Xyz deck when they are only consisting of Photon cards. There are no, Photon Xyz monsters. There's no, Photon Xyz package. You're really going into rank 4s. So this is an anti-Xyz deck. So how well does it do that? It does it well, and it would do it very well, except for the fact that a lot of the Xyz decks right now, like Noble Knights, have a lot of built-in removal, which will just straight up stop you from going into Galaxy Eyes, stop you from getting into the battle phase so that you can get Galaxy Eyes' effect off, and stop you from establishing your boss monsters. So I do think that while this deck is an anti-Xyz deck, and there are some strong Xyz decks in the meta like Noble Knights right now, and there will be more in the future, right now, I do not believe this deck has enough good matchups to push it into the meta, just because it is solely focused on Photon cards. And we'll get into the other cards that they can receive in the future, but right now we're on Photons. So what can Photons do? What can Photons become? Well, if they're focused around summoning Galaxy as Photon Dragon and getting out rank 4s, I think that they can survive pretty well as a kind of control deck that utilizes back row and some back row removal. And we'll get into a deck list that the New Player Council is working on right now. Okay, so I think that this is a pretty good example of how I believe Photons will look like once they are fully implemented into the game. And thank you to the New Player Council from the DLE Discord for this list. They were just putting together some stuff. Lolly made this list, so I appreciate it. So this basically hits all the bases. Galaxy Eyes, they're running 2, but of course ratios will be played around with once we have the cards in our hands. Photon Advancer and Photon Thrasher and Photon Vanisher, of course, are our 3 main level 4s with 1 Crusher, just in case it's a flex. And then we have Photon Lizard at 3. I think that Photon Lizard can be excused to be played at 3 because we have cards like Book of Moon and Canadia in our deck to help us survive another turn until we can see our Galaxy Eyes or our rank 4 Xyz monsters. So I do believe there is room for Photon Lizard in the deck. So this is one way of playing the deck, albeit kind of expensive because it plays Book of Moon in instead of removal. So this is one way to play the deck. This is a more control version, right? 5 flips and your Photon engine. So let's look at another version that I got from the DLM Discord. So take into account this one is straight up control, and this one is from Eli in the DLM Discord, and this is more of a aggressive version. So this is playing 1 Galaxy as Photon Dragon because, of course, remember, you will be searching it with Photon Vanisher, and it is instead playing 3 Advancer, 3 Vanisher, 3 Lizard, 3 Book of Moon, and 2 Photon Stream of Destruction, and 2 Treacherous. So that's 4 forms of hard removal, 2 banishes, 2 destructions, instead of 3 Canadia. So this is, again, just another example of how you're going to be playing around with your ratios. You can see the extra deck here is a little creative as well. Splashing in some Constellars. You can go into Constellar Omega and then overlay, you can rank up Xyz Change into Ptolemy M7. Very interesting. So both of these are interesting ways to play Photons, and I'll be trying out both of these versions when they come out. But this is just so you can get a feel. This is really what we're working with right now. The skill is Galaxy Photon, which allows you to send 1 Galaxy monster in your hand back to the deck to add a Galaxy or Photon spell trap, which will essentially allow you to add the Photon Stream of Destruction, which is you know, really what you want. And you can also search Galaxy Cyclone with the skill as well. So those are just 2 examples of ways to play Photons with all of the cards that we have in the game right now. And right now, after this, I'm going to talk about some of the cards that we can get in the future and how I think Konami is going to plan out Photon's support in the future. So, see you over there. Alright, and we're back. So, now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about where I think Photon support is going and how they're going to do it, right? So, you may have noticed a pattern for how the releases are going for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal so far. Now, how I think it's going to go, and you know, it's total speculation, but you know, I do see this happening. I think that they are going to release the support for each of the main characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, being Yuma, Shark, and Kite. They're going to release them in waves, and they're going to release them in 2 sets. So Yuma already had his first box, Shining Hope, and his second box, Infinite Ray. Shark had his first box, Shark Fang, and he might get another one with another boss monster, right? Maybe Silent Honorarch, or who knows, right? And Kite is getting his box, Photon and Galaxy, and I believe he is going to get another box later down the road with Galaxy cards, right? That is what I am thinking. This first box is totally committed to Photon Monsters, summoning Photon Monsters, using them to summon Galaxy as Photon Dragon as the main part of the deck, right? But there is a lot that there's a lot of Photon or Galaxy cards that are committed to, you know, summoning other stuff, you know. There are rank 8 Xyz monsters within the Galaxy Eyes archetype that the deck can go into, and I believe that the main reason that we did not get this support is because they did not give us cards like Galaxy Knight and Galaxy Wizard, because we really can't utilize them without them giving us these Xyz monsters as well. So that is the reason. And so they're not going to cram Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and Neo Galaxy Eyes. That's crazy, right? So they're definitely going to separate them. I do see Neo Galaxy Eyes coming out in a main box down the road, along with some of these other Galaxy cards like Galaxy Knight. This card is very powerful. You can normal summon it without tributing, and then special summon a Galaxy Eyes. That's 2 level 8s. That can get you a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. If you have another way to special summon something else, or if you have a Galaxy Wizard, it can make itself level 8 to get out Neo Galaxy Eyes, right? So you're like, oh, Kamell, you know, you're talking a lot of stuff. You know, these are crazy cards. I'm just giving you an example of where the support can go and how I think they're going to approach it. All of these are cards that I think that they could get and that are part of the Photon Galaxy deck that make it very viable. As Cell Light is a big one if you control no monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck. If you can only activate once per turn, you can use that to activate the effect of Galaxy Wizard. We're going to make itself level 8. After that, another card, Galaxy Zero. You may recognize some of this because Kite has them in his NPC deck. Target a Photon or Galaxy in your graveyard, special summon an attack position equipped with this card. It cannot attack or activate its effects. And then, yeah, you just use it as Xyz material for one of these boss monsters or one of your rank 4s. Or you can use it to summon a Galaxy Eyes, Galaxy Soldier as well. You've seen this in Kite's deck. For sure, summon another light monster from your hand to the grave, special summon it from your hand in defense. When this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. Yes, a Galaxy monster. So I do believe that this is going to be the second wave of Galaxy support, of Photon Galaxy support. Mainly looking at Galaxy Knight, Galaxy Wizard, Galaxy Soldier. You know, I would hope to get any of these cards. Dimension Wanderer, he's just a card that, you know, I think he's reasonable for him to give it to us. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for now, based on what we have and where I think the support will be going. But as for Photons right now, I think that they're going to be looking in their most effective place in that deck that we looked at from the new player council. Until we get some of these cards, we won't really be able to see Photons really succeed as a, you know, Xyz spam deck that, you know, does crazy stuff with resources. Right now, as the deck is, I think they're really going to have to depend on, you know, disruption to really survive. So yeah. Alright guys, what's up? So in conclusion, just to wrap up, by the way, I've got another list on screen. This is from Keo in the Duel Links Entertainment Discord, also a part of the new player council. He's in the Discord. Hit him up, ask him what you think about Photons. This is his list above me with 3 Photon Stream of Destruction and 3 Canadia. So you can see there's going to be a lot of ways to experiment with Photons. I like that there's a lot of viable deck lists already before we even have the cards. So, what are my final thoughts on Photons? I think Photons will be a strong King of Games deck list that may also see Rogue play in a tournament as a competent rank 4 and anti-Xyz deck. I would put it, from what I'm seeing here, I would put it right below a deck like Teller Knights in Xyz capabilities. So of course, we will have to see. The release is only a few days away from the recording of this video. So we'll have to see. Let me know in the comments what you think Photons are going to be doing once they get in the meta. Are you excited for them? Are you going to go in? It is going to be a very expensive venture by the looks of it. So let me know what you guys are going to be doing, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.